Good evening. My name's Dan Pike. I live out on 950 North, just outside of town here in Fall Creek. One of the questions I have about the property tax cap, I moved here 4 years ago, and the 1% sounds nice, but there's my tax bill. Within 3 years, my property taxes doubled. So if the fine folks in Henry County tomorrow get a wild here and say my house is worth more, I'm gonna pay these taxes then, right?
Yes, I mean, you could, I mean, if
Okay,
the value of your
so-
property increases, yes.
So,
you could.
as a senior citizen on fixed income, two things that are, like, we really despise and that are a threat to our financial stability is inflation, which we just went through massive inflation. We're still feeling the lingering effects of that, and property tax increases. I left a once great state of Illinois because they decided several years ago that they would use every one of their constituents' homes as a piggy bank. For the past 16 years, that great state turned into a b-hole. And more people leave that state than move to it. So again, as a senior citizen on fixed income, property taxes just haven't been good to me here in this state. This is done by Nielsberg Research last year. In Middletown, it's basically population by age. There are 417 residents over the age of 65. So I guess you have to ask yourself, if you're on the Middletown board, can those people afford a property tax increase? We all saw last year, literally senior citizens in Indiana losing their homes because of property tax increases. So I guess for me, I just look at it and just say, it's more property taxes. I lived through that once already. I don't want to live through it again. And then the last thing is the optics. Optics are everything with this. A lot of people in town believe that this has more to do with House Bill 1233 than it does future fire equipment. I'm one of those people that think this is all about that exemption. And that kind of bothers me too. Even if it's not true, those are the optics that we're seeing. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Who else would like to speak?
This is just about the fire.
Yeah, we're in proposed fire territory right now. Yeah, we'll have a regular meeting after we're all done with that.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak on the proposed fire territory? Going once? Going twice? Okay, we're gonna close the public hearing at this time. And Joey, we have got a related piece of business to do, is that correct?
Dan's gonna kind of explain the next thing right there.
So the first thing that you'll see this evening is an ordinance for the town council and a resolution for the township board to do a first reading of identical resolutions and ordinances in their verbiage anyway, to adopt an equipment replacement fund, which you talked about in the presentation. But that's a separate process from the formation of the fire territory. You have a fire territory without an equipment replacement fund, but you cannot have an equipment replacement fund without fire territory. So this is the first step in adoption. This has to be done by May 1st. These are on different timelines. So that's why we're doing a first reading tonight. Assuming it's successful, we would have a second and third reading at a future meeting. And then that would put into place, we'd have to submit to the DLGF after a 30-day remonstrance period. So ultimately, that is all that the council and the board are considering this evening, is that first reading of something that would become moot if the territory doesn't ultimately get approved in future meetings.
So I'm gonna go ahead and read, I'm not gonna read both because as Daniel said, the resolution and the ordinance are identical other than the name of the entity. So I'm gonna read through the township one. The town one will be exactly the same. So this is a resolution of the Township Board of Fall Creek Township, Henry County, Indiana, establishing a fire protection territory equipment replacement fund. Be it resolved by the Township Board of Fall Creek Township, Henry County, Indiana, that a need now exists for the establishment of a fire protection territory equipment replacement fund, the fund, for the following purposes. For all uses set out in IC 36-8-19-8.5. Be it further resolved that this township board will adhere to the provisions of IC 36-8-19-8.5. The proposed fund will not exceed 0.0333 on each $100 of assessed valuation. Said tax rate will be levied beginning with taxes for 2027, payable 2028, and will be a uniform tax rate. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution shall be submitted to the Department of Local Government Finance of the State of Indiana as provided by law. The tax rate for this fund is subject to certification by the Department of Local Government Finance. Be it further resolved that the township is the provider unit of the Fall Creek Middletown Fire Protection Territory, and the town of Middletown, Henry County, Indiana, is the participating unit of said fire protection territory. The township, as provider unit, is authorized to establish this fund. This resolution contains or incorporates by reference the contents of the agreement to establish the fund. Duly adopted by the following vote of the members of said Township Board of Fall Creek Township, Henry County, Indiana, and it is dated the 17th day of February 2026, which is when the final vote will be on. So we are asking for a vote from the Township Board on this resolution, and then we would also ask for a vote by the Town Council for the identical ordinance. I'll turn it over to you.
Joey, is there a resolution number?
Dan, did we decide we're not putting a number on there yet?
Well, I mean, you certainly can, but you might have some resolutions in between now and when this is ultimately adopted, so I would hold that.
Yeah. So just to be clear, this is not on the fire territory, this is only on resolution for the equipment, correct? So I need a motion to accept the resolution.
Make a motion to accept the resolution.
Been a motion, I need a second. Second. All those in favor of accepting the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? 3.
Okay, speaking for the town of Middletown, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the ordinance on its first reading establishing the equipment replacement fund.
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of the resolution.
Is there further discussion?
Is there a number on this one?
We can call it 2026-1. First one this year. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Do we have any other business to transact in the proposed fire territory at this time?
That's all we have at this time? All right.
Okay.
We are done.
The Township Advisory Board is more than welcome to stay for the rest of our exciting meeting, or they can duck out as they go. Go ahead and declare a 5-minute recess so people can have a bio break or whatever. Resume the normal meeting.
Good job, right?
I got a bad hip. You scared me.
Yeah.
Why are they doing
Still has to pass several scare tactics.
See ya.
Just that tall or you that short?
About your brother. Why did they
That's the way it's supposed to go. Legally, that's what it's supposed to be. But you're sitting down here, police have up front, and nobody did.
I spoke loud enough.
It's not the point. Public meetings are supposed to be.
You can't sit here waiting. Waddle up there and you're trying to turn it. I got more questions.
Well, Mr. Opportunity.
I got another. I want to know how much Joey's going. You told me scripture time. How much not enough.
I'm sure if you want me to council trustee, Joe will let you.
He's a plumber, not an electrician. Go home and sleep.
Myself.
Yeah, let's go.